guys, it's Austin with G&A Productions. Sorry if that intro was a little spooky. But today we're going to be talking about the Godox TL60 RGB tube lights. Definitely one of my favorite lights that we have, and one of the lights that we use the most often. So let's talk about it. So right off the bat, one of the things that I love most about this light is that it's super lightweight, it's really small, and it can do almost anything your heart desires. It's got a ton of modes, it's got a ton of colors, it's got a ton of everything. Don't worry, we'll get into all of that in here in a second. So the ones that I have in particular are the Godox TL60s. They come in 3 different sizes. There's a TL30, which is like this big of it, and then the TL60, which is what these are, and then they have the TL120s, which is like this big. I don't know if the camera can see that, but it's like this big. We only opted to get these since we figured these would be more like travel friendly. And the pack that we got came with 2. We can get ones that come with 4. They are a little bit pricey. I think they're about like $479 on Amazon. But for the price and all the features and everything that they do, it's definitely worth it. So we're just gonna run off some specs and some numbers for you nerds out there like myself. So you can get up to 36,000 colors with 40 built-in Roscoe and Lee gel filters, which is super cool. A wide color range of color temperatures ranging from 2700 Kelvin to 6500 Kelvin. So you can do anything from blue daylight to frickin', what's that color temperature?
Tungsten.
Orange. Blue to orange. It's got all of it on here. It has built-in batteries. No exterior batteries required. You just plug this baby in right into this little hole. I don't know if the camera can even see it. And it charges. It lasts for a really long time. It kind of depends on the intensity you use it. So it has a brightness scale from 0 to 100. So if you're at full blast for 100, I think it'll last you around 2 hours, and then anything out of that, you can get 2.5 hours to 3 hours. 3 hours out of it, or at least in my experience, that's what you can do. So right off the bat, you can see it has a built-in LED screen. You'll see it says 5600 Kelvin. At the top right, you have your battery life. In the middle there, that number to the right of the 5600 Kelvin, that's your brightness. So from 0, it's all the way off, and then 100, it's all the way on. And you can change that by using these buttons, the dim and function button. So dim, that will obviously change the brightness of your light. The function button is how you'll select things. So if we go through the menu, you can hit the little filter button, I guess I should say, and you can select Roscoe or Lee by hitting the function button, which is the FN button, and then you can just kind of scroll through those, and whenever color you select, if you hit dim, that's how you'll change the brightness of it. But you can scroll through them. If you hit the what are you doing? If you hit that filter button again, you can also select Lee, and you can just hit that function button, and you can scroll through all the colors on that. Yeah, so when you hit mod, you'll be seeing, on the LED screen, you'll see numbers that says H and an S below it. So that's hue and your saturation. So your hue is anything from 0 to 360 degrees or whatever. It's kind of like a color wheel. Color wheel. It's kind of like a color wheel. And then if you want to hit function, they'll change it to saturation. So if you want it to be like more saturated or less saturated, kind of up to your preference. And then we kind of get into the fun stuff. If you hit mod again, you'll be taken to all the effects that this thing can do. And trust me, it can do 14 exactly. What are you eating? So the very top, it's got a circle with arrows chasing each other. That's gonna cycle through your lights, all the colors and stuff. And if you hit function, the little FN button right next to it, you'll see it changes from like a 1, 2, and 3. That's like different variations of it, so each effect has 3 different variations, which is really cool. Yeah, so then you got the second one, which is kind of like a variation of flashing lights. So the third option is kind of like flashing lights, but it changes kind of colors, and then again, it's got the 3 different variations. Then we have the lightning, which you kind of saw in the intro. We've also used this effect before in our music video Pivot, which you'll see right now on the screen. I'll show you some of the footage that we got from there. We set up 2 different tube lights on either side, and we set them to the different function variations so they would flash at different times. And then the 5th effect is kind of like an old fluorescent tube light. one of those things that go, and they're pretty annoying. I'll show you some footage of what we got from the last gallon of grape soda. And we use this as like, just like a basement scene where he's getting ready to go do this mission or whatever. We set up two tube lights in the ceiling. We set them to do two separate functions so they would go off at different times. Number 6 is an old TV, so it'll kind of flash different variations of brightness. Number 7 is a little candlelight, if you have a little candlelit scene for whatever. Number 8, it's got fire. So if you want to do like a campfire scene, you don't really want to set an actual fire and burn down a whole forest. Or you could be outside, you know, trying to start a fire for like a wilderness video. I don't know. Trying to start a fire.
Hurry up. It's cold.
Jesus Christ,
Chill.
sorry. Ow. It's cold. Stop.
Did you waste your money? Oh.
We got something.
Got something. Let's go.
That's all I got. The possibilities are endless. The number nine would be fireworks. If you got fireworks, you want to simulate some fireworks outside. You want to act like you're amazed at all the cool fireworks that are out there, but there's no fireworks outside. You can fake it with the light. You got different public service vehicles. Like one of them is like a fire truck, a police car, an ambulance. They're all kind of different variations. They all flash differently. And then you got my favorite one, or one of my favorite ones, which is number 13, which kind of reacts to sound. Oh. This thing is really cool. So you could use it for music videos. I personally have not used it for music videos yet, but we definitely have used it for weddings where we can just set up the light and just have the music playing, and you know when people are dancing, they're having a good time, they're busting the move. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then 14, I guess if you're stuck on an island and you need to signal for SOS. It literally is just SOS. Yeah, that's kind of like the basic functions of it all. Okay, so if you buy this, it comes with its own case, which I will go show you because I have to go get the thing. Hold on. Unprepared as usual. Ugh. Gosh, okay. I found the box. That's Lulu, by the way. That's our other cat. So anyway, you'll get this box. This Godox box. It comes with a lot of really cool stuff. So, when you open it, you'll see it's got chargers, it's got clamps, it's got wires, it's got a remote, it's got everything. We'll go through it all. Alright, so firstly, the clamp. I don't know how I feel about these. It kind of depends on what you're using it with. If you have it on like a tripod, you can't really do anything with it because when you take this, you'll just clamp it on, flip this little thing, and then it's just kind of on there. So if you have it on a tripod, it's obviously just going to sit there like this. Or if you have a C-stand, it works really well with the C-stand. I can show footage of what I'm using currently because then you can kind of rotate it vertically or horizontally. But what I usually do when it's on a tripod, I'll usually just screw this into the bottom of the tripod, and I'll use one of these wire things that are also in the case, and I'll just set it there like this. And I'll just sit there. Then you can use it vertically, and then if you want, you can just switch it over like so, and then you have it horizontally. So that's how I will mostly use it, but if you have C-stands and you have like actual like nice things, you'll be able to shoot or use it vertically or horizontally. The other thing about this clamp is that it does feel a little plasticky because it totally is just plastic. It's got like a couple of metal screws bit things right there. So if you're wanting to look for something more stable, you could probably just go on Amazon and find like steel versions of these or different versions of these. But we've had these for a couple years now and they've never broke or faltered. So I personally think these are pretty good, but if you're somebody who doesn't like that plastic feel, you can definitely go online and look for something better. Next up in our magical mystery Godox box, we got these little bad boys. So I'm pretty sure you can attach. I'll tell you a little secret. I actually don't know what these are used for. Let's see. Again, you got these carbon fiber wires. There you go. Or piano wire? I don't know. I think they're carbon fiber wires. You can just take them, screw them in like this, and then you can loop them like how I have here. And you can hang them from anything. Okay, so it comes with a remote. Again, I have never used the remote just because I never really had the need to. Can you not mess with the box? You didn't come with the box. The box isn't yours. You'll be able to control everything on the light from the remote. As you can see, it's got like 3200, 5600, 6500 Kelvin. It's got a little directional button so you can navigate the menu from the remote. You can do your effects, hue, saturation, RGB. Basically anything that you can do from here, from the tube light, can be done with the remote, which is actually really good. I should probably set this up. I just never have. I'm just the kind of person, I just like to be more hands-on with things, but this is probably will make your production a lot faster. Because you'll just be able to sit there and just be like, oh, I want it green. Oh, I want it blue, or whatever. Oh, I want the fire truck effect. You can just do it all from your remote. The other cool thing about these lights is that you are able to connect them using these, and yes, the box does come with them, and you connect them on this end. So if you want to sync them up, you can actually connect them, and they can actually do separate effects, but like sync together. So for like an SOS, you can have like this one go first and then that one signal and then SOS. Or you can have this one do something and that one do something. But it kind of syncs them up, and then you'd also be able to use the controller to affect both of them and change them both simultaneously and yada, stuff like that. And then it also comes with the charger cables. The charging cables are like 50 feet long. They're huge, which is like the best thing that they could ever put in here. Because a lot of times when you buy lights, the freaking cables are like a foot long, so you always have to have like a stinger or an extension cord with you. So you'll always have to need something to plug in the light, but not with these. You can literally, I feel like, I never had an issue finding a spot to plug them in and setting up the light somewhere because the cords are just so long. So that's like one of the huge benefits of actually getting one of these, is that that's really not an issue. The Godox tube light definitely has something for everyone. If you want to do more guerrilla shoots, you want to pack light, not heavy. You can bring this with you. If you want to do anything fun for music videos, higher production, you can do that. I honestly truly think that this is the best size that they have, because it's the perfect size for it not being too small and not being too big. It's small enough to fit into tight places, and it's big enough to cover enough area of light that you need. It's definitely my favorite light that we have. I literally use this thing on every set, any chance I get. Link in the description if you want to buy it. Also, if you like videos like this, please leave a comment on other things you want us to review. We got gimbals, we got other lights, whatever. If you like this video, feel free to like it. Smash that like button. If you disliked it, feel free to dislike it. I'll keep making them regardless. Please like and subscribe and share to your friends and family that want to know if the Godox TL60 is right for them. Anyways, we'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.